Valley looks like Mortal Kombat land.
Dude, but it's fucking beautiful.
I want you to take a look at this picture, and I'll explain. Here, go ahead and take a look at this picture and like read what it says. And I'll
You want me to read it out loud?
No. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So it's a picture of a guy carrying a girl, and it says, "This was my soon-to-be fiance. This photo has gone viral. This was her birthday present. In my head, I was convinced that a meet and greet means shaking hands and getting a signed autograph, black and white picture or CD. I am heartbroken, devastated, embarrassed, and bamboozled. Once I seen this photo and seen how viral it's gotten with the insensitive, supportive comments, I ended the engagement immediately, going to the gym and starting my life with Jesus until a new path is developed with the Lord's guidance.
King.
Fuck everyone who supported her."
Okay, so it's a picture that went viral of like, it's a girl who got a meet and greet with Chris Brown, the rapper, and he's like cradling her ass and carrying her like a child, but like in a very suggestive way of like he is hitting it while he's standing up, and she's just like cradling him. And apparently, I don't know if it's true, it's a guy's chick that he's engaged with, and then so he cancels the wedding, he cancels the engagement.
Damn.
Because not only was this like a weird picture to take, but the whole internet ran away of just like, this girl's for the streets, dog. Fucking kick her to the curb because she's gonna do something with someone else. Trust, like, if she has an opportunity.
If Chris Brown had given her the opportunity, she probably would have taken it.
No, for sure. If anything, they did fuck for sure. They fucked on his bus right after he's all like, the meet and greet was free, baby. Would you like to greet my meat on the bus?
The hell are we talking about, my dick? Why don't you say hi to it?
You did a meet and greet. Now let's greet the meat, girl.
That's crazy.
She looks like Jeffrey Dahmer's like sister, like slutty sister, and fucking.
She's fucking hot, I will say.
So yeah, this guy. Okay, if this is your girl,
Fuck
are you
no.
breaking up with her?
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Because my thing is, it's not just gonna be Chris Brown. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Chris Brown is almost like it's not accepted, but it's like, bro, somebody that hot. Like, I used to tell Nadia all the time, I'm like, if I ever meet Elizabeth Olsen, like, I'm gonna be a cliche movie. I'm putting my hand in your face and pushing you away, and like.
But that's funny. But is that?
No, I wouldn't really do that.
Exactly. If anything, no, you might. You might, dude.
Dude, I'm not a whore, dude.
I think you might, dog.
I'm not a whore.
You just be giving it out like free samples. You're like, here, yummy. Here, yummy.
Fuck you, dog.
Because the whole point is that, and people talk about this all the time, and I hate it. Like, they talk about like, oh no, I never let my girl out, and she can't do this and she can't do that. There's a certain point where I understand that, where it's not even necessarily you, it's the environment. So you don't want to be like, I prefer if you don't go. But just in general, like, nah, my girl don't talk to nobody. She don't text nobody. She don't have any friends from school that were guys and blah, blah, blah. Because you're dumb if you let your woman do that, because they probably hit it. It's like, no, dude, because if you have, like, my wife doesn't go anywhere, but it's okay for her to have like buddies that she'll run into every now and then. You know, just, besides that, where if you're worried about your partner cheating to the point where the only thing is stopping them is opportunity, you're with the wrong fucking person.
Exactly.
If you're with someone and you think the only thing stopping them from cheating is that they don't have the chance to, and that you just cut off all the, nah, you don't never have no time without me, because if you do, you probably fucking sucking someone else's dick. It's like, no, dude, she wants to go to Sephora and you don't like going. She's gonna go. She wants to go to Sephora, or just go with her. Shit, fuck, go. She wants you to go with her. But yeah, if you're dating a manho or a fucking slut, that's like, if you give them enough time by themselves, they're gonna have sex with somebody. Then you're with the wrong fucking person. If anything, ride the ride, get off, let the next guy go, and then come back. She's probably gonna do it again. Don't wife her up. That girl don't save her. She don't want to be saved.
Like these dudes, like, again, I'm not gonna name any names, but the last one, he had her location, he had her logins to her stuff, He would show up to the apartment, all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, dude, like, if you have to do all of that, like you said, to keep track of her, like, why even waste the time and effort? Like,
Well, some people,
because the people will find an opportunity.
well, some people though are just like that. Like, it's not even so much that that girl was like kind of a runaround, so you do have to worry about her. But also, he's probably paranoid because all the girls he fucks with are like that, and he wants to like fall in love with them, but at the same time, probably do the same thing they're doing on the side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's almost kind of like you have an anxiety because that's the kind of person you are from like your lifestyle, but also it's like almost like karma. Like you almost deserve to be cheated on because you're a piece of shit. So you're like scared. You're like, you better not be running around. Only I run around, and I know I'm scared because I run around and you're kind of doing the same shit I would do if I was running around.
Exactly.
So it's like, you're just a fucking, it takes one to know one.
Exactly.
You're either a crazy motherfucker, you're a cheater, or you're just with the wrong person. It could be any one of those.
Yeah.
It could be all of those.
I agree. Like, I don't know. That's just being now where I'm at now. I mean, obviously I don't even have much going on anyway, but I just think that's too much time and effort for me. It's too much for me to worry about. Like,
yeah, I don't worry about it.
I don't want to be with somebody like that. Like, that's just fucking ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, that's just, I don't know. That's high school shit.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I agree. But some people, they never grow emotionally. They never grow. They never have like that kind of resilience of like, dude, you should chill out. And if it doesn't work out, it's not because some people be like, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But then it's like, well, then you didn't even really care. And it's not even that. It's not that I wouldn't be upset if, my partner did some, fucked up stuff.
Yeah.
But it's almost kind of like, I'm not going to treat you like a person that's capable of that, because I should know you. I should love you. And I should be confident in our relationship, which I am. I'm not going to let anybody disrespect me. Like if someone's hitting on you and, they're blatantly disrespecting me, then like I'm not gonna get mad at you. I'm gonna get mad at that dude. It's like that,
Well, I think the opposite, because I think that you should also have respect for your significant other to not put yourself in those types of situations.
No, but sometimes it's not even warranted. Like say if you go to like a store with your partner and like the someone working there is a girl and they start like very low key flirting with you in front of your wife, like they just say something and like. Maybe you don't acknowledge it because you don't even want to be weird, but they're kind of like, why did they have to touch your arm when they told you that? And it's like, I get it. I think that's weird too, but don't think that I'm not gonna be like, oh bitch, I'm married. But it's like, I saw that too and I thought that was weird. There's been some times where I've brought up to Gabby, like, don't you think that was weird? And she's like, no. I'm like, I'm not saying she was or she wasn't, or you should be mad. I'm trying to, I'm trying to kind of observe of like, you don't think that's weird? Because there was one time where we were at the school and at a school event, and we saw one of the other parents that we know, and we know the mom and the dad because the kids are friends. We know the mom and the dad, and they're both real cool, but we don't like know them like that. Where it's almost like neighbors, like, hi, yeah, how you going? And we met them like a couple of times. We went to their kid's birthday party.
Yeah.
And it was just the wife, and like we don't even know each other's last names. And like they talk, like Gabby and her talked for a while, and I was also kind of just like listening, and I would just chime in. It wasn't like a girl talk, but it was kind of like y'all are talking.
Yeah.
And at the very end, she's like, okay, bye. And she like gave Gabby kind of like a little hug, and then she gave me like a side hug. And I was all like, don't you think that's like, I'm not saying she was doing that, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it or that, but I'm like, in theory, don't you think that was weird that someone else's wife pressed like the side of their body against mine? And I don't even like, it's awkward. Maybe it's even to be nice, but like a nice, polite, respectful thing is just to kind of do like maybe like a light handshake or something like that.
I get what you're saying.
There's nothing wrong with it. And like, but like say if that like maybe
time and place, and there's always setting for that kind of thing.
Because like, I was like, and she was like, no, I don't really see it. And I was like, would you have given her husband like a side hug? And she's like, no. And I'm like, why not? She was like, well, like, I don't know what kind of guy he is. I don't know what kind of girl she is. I don't know if they're going to get mad. I don't know if that's it. I was like, exactly. So wouldn't you think she should think the same thing about us?
Yeah,
And not
yeah.
that there has to be any kind of problem or that it is weird or there's anything wrong with it. But don't you think in theory, she could have thought the same thing and being like, I'm not going to hug someone else's husband, even if it's a side hug.
Yeah.
And like, don't you think that? And she's like, I get what you're saying, but I don't think I was like, again, I don't think she was doing anything weird or wrong or that anybody has to be, but don't like, what if I went in for the hug first? You wouldn't like be thinking like, why the fuck are you trying to touch her or something like that?
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe I don't think she like said anything about like I would or I wouldn't, but she understood what I was trying to say. But it's like, don't you think our side of our bodies touch, like embracing, like pressed up against each other is kind of too much for kind of acquaintances? And she's like, yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like, that's weird, right? Like social interaction.
Yeah.
The nuance of it. Because I never would have hugged that guy's. I would have never, like, say if him and her were there. And I was like, especially flip that around. Like, say if it was just him and her and you saw them and like you would talk to them. And even if you gave her a hug first, that you also hugged her husband. Wouldn't that be fucking weird? She's like, yeah. I was like, that's weird, right?
Yeah. I understand. I get what you're saying. That's
like, what do you think?
That's a strange thing.
What if your partner like gave, like, say if you were dating someone, or because it's not the same with your ex because of how long you were together, because you and Gabby hug, but that makes sense. It's like y'all are friends too. Like I've never thought anything weird about that. Like that makes sense. It makes sense.
And
she hugs like my brother. Like she, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that makes sense. It's almost like family. There's like a familiarity. I was like, we're not even friends. Like we weren't even friends with that girl.
I think that's what sets the difference in the situation differently, is because like being friends is one thing. Like because I've seen like couples to where they'll give like the husbands will kiss the friend's wife on the cheek, or and it's. I would never do that, but but
even
some
then,
people
like,
are comfortable.
say if we were
that.
old as fuck, like you almost could. It'd almost be like Gabby would be like a sister to you.
Yeah, exactly.
So if I'm not saying you can or you should or you have to, I'm saying, but if you did, I don't think that would be like weird.
But because we're friends and
no, exactly,
you know what I mean. But I get what you're saying. Like random strangers, that's crazy.
And then I started making the point where it's probably because you don't think she's that pretty. And she goes, no, she is really pretty. And I go, I know what you're saying, because I'm not saying she's ugly. I'm not trying to make the point that she's ugly and that's why, because like she's not ugly, but she doesn't cross a threshold that you would think is threatening to you.
Yeah, exactly.
And she goes, but I don't get that, because I think she's really pretty. And it's like, she is, but she hasn't crossed a certain threat. I was like, because I tried to give her an example of like maybe like a celebrity. Like, what if a girl who looked like this in the same situation like touched me, like in that kind of way? And same thing. I don't think she completely gave into the idea of like, you're right, you figured out like a female psychology loop, but more of like, I understand what you're saying, because it's not maybe necessarily the same thing with guys, but there could be a threshold where it is like, especially like a guy who's maybe at a certain level, like physically and of confidence. Like if a super tall jack dude who's like handsome and is probably rich, probably has a huge dong, fucking like does a thing to where like he makes a reason to touch your wife. You're almost kind of like, back the fuck up, motherfucker. She loves me.
Yeah, dude.
I got enough.
I agree with that.
Earthing.
I agree with that 100%. And like, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't know this woman, but like, I'm not saying she's ugly either. I'm just saying like, I feel like a girl saying another girl is pretty is a cop out. It's like, you think. I hate to be that guy, but like, you call fat girls pretty. You know what I mean?
And like you'll call like super thoughts like gross, which in a certain extent they are. But then it's almost kind of like, let's be real. Yeah, I'm not saying you have to anything to worry about, but it's like attractive. I can say Ryan Gosling, Ryan Reynolds, fucking
Chris Evans, people like that.
Chris Evans, Chris Pratt. Like, I'm not stupid. This guy is handsome. Mm-hmm. He's a celebrity. Mm-hmm. And not every girl has to be like that, but it's kind of like, let's be real, of like, everyone can see why that person's some sort of a thing, but it might not even be like your thing, but it's like, it's a thing. Yeah. But then also like a normal girl, like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with this girl. She's nice. She's pretty, like whatever. But yeah, she hasn't crossed the level of like, Is this girl a fucking
threatening.
slut?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, is she a slut? Are you trying to slut all over my husband?
Yeah.
But it's like, but you don't know if you don't know that girl. Like, even if she looks like that, what if she's like a tramp?
Yeah, dude.
I'm not trying to talk about this girl particularly. I'm
Yeah.
saying a situation of like,
Yeah.
what's crossing
I
a
get what-
line
I get what you're
socially between
I get what you're saying. Absolutely.
people. Yeah.
Because, I mean, although that was a lot more fucking crazy, but, like, if Nadia had ever known about or seen Summer, you know, at that time point, especially, like, fucking Tie Day when she... I mean, I can cut this out, but I'm just saying, like, that was, like... Well, I can at least edit it. But
Yeah.
that was, like, a full-on fucking...
full on.
Yeah, I was
full
like,
on,
oh
full
my
on.
God, dude. But I mean, even that, I had to, you know, like, hey, dude, I need you to, like, that's why I say, like, you should have respect for your spouse to be, like, if you're put in an uncomfortable situation,
100%.
hey, you know, like, just so you know, I'm in this situation. I don't think it's comfortable. It's not comfortable for me that you do something like that. Like,
Gabby thinks I'm some force of reckoning Mac Daddy. I was like,
dude, Nadia used to think the same thing. And I'm like,
you have a problem. You
what the fuck?
No, dude, you have a problem. You put out an aura of like magnetism and gravity. You put out like an inviting aura of like maybe you're not flirting, but you're very welcoming to people, which I'm not saying you're doing it nefariously, but you have the kind of personality that people would call aura or riz, as the kids call it. You put out that kind of stuff. And it's not necessarily that you try to do it. It's part of your personality. And I think a lot of people can do it. It depends on when they feel like switching it on. Some people can't do it at all. I have a very negative aura. I have a fucking reverse aura to where you get in a certain distance of me and you can feel like a repelling. And it's not that I'm like mean or anything like that, but like people don't talk to me a lot. And I can be nice, and some people do, and it's not like I'm not trying to say I'm an asshole or anything, or I'm trying to do anything on purpose.
Yeah.
But I naturally have like a resting asshole face. I look kind of like I'm scowling.
Because you are an asshole.
Yeah, well, I can be. You can be too.
I know.
You can be real bad. I've seen you be so mean to people, like to the point to where you know this for sure. I don't know if you've ever seen this because I know I've done it before, and I'm not trying to throw you under the bus, but I've seen you be like a bully in a way to where like instead of like not even that I don't pile on with you, like I never go full fuck him up. There's some times where like I'll either leave him alone completely or I'll even like be super nice to him, like we're good cop bad cop, like Fallon's just being a dick. I'm like, I got you, dude. What do you need? And I'm like, God, that guy's being real fucking mean to you for no
Poor
reason.
Ray Trejo, dude.
For real. Why are you calling him out like that? Bleep that name out, dude. You don't need to relive that. Okay, bleep that name out. If the one time we were in high school, because me and Fallon went to high school together, we were in class and like just in the middle of random class, because it was like a chill class. We didn't really do any work. Fallon walks past this kid who's a nice kid. There's nothing wrong with him.
He was a cool guy, dude.
He was kind of dorky.
I didn't have any problems with him.
But
I just like to state that
he
there
was
was
a
no beef.
nice guy. But Fallon did this on purpose to him because he knew this guy was like, his little bitch ain't gonna do nothing. Fallon walks past
That's not at all what I thought.
But it's part of it. It's not that you did it on purpose because you were being a bully, but you wouldn't have done that to someone who could kick your ass and it was mean. You know what I mean? That played a part in it. Fallon walks past this kid sitting down at his desk. Fallon plants his hands down on this kid's desk and the desk next to him. He lifts himself up like a gymnast, not feet over head, but like, you know, he pulls his knees up to his chest. He uses his core muscles to curl his body sideways like a little wormy, like a little nasty shrimp, aim his asshole straight at this kid's head, and lets out like a pretty aggressive fart.
Why are you making it sound so fucking like attacked?
Because it wasn't a nothing thing. It was very premeditated. You knew you had one in the chamber of like, this is gonna be a good one. That's how I can tell. It's not gonna be silent, and it's probably not gonna be stinky. It's like gonna be from like, it's a real like, it's a classic comedy fart. You're like, I'm gonna slam dunk on this kid in front of these 20 other kids. They're gonna tell everybody. They're gonna talk about it on their podcast 20 years later. This is gonna be fucking sweet. and full on pop, and it happens in like a second, but like you remember all those vivid moments of just like walking past, plant, lift, aim, fire, and everybody goes. Like the class breaks out into an uproar. It's awesome. We just saw like a movie happen, like Superbad just happened in our classroom. Everybody laughs. The kid goes,
Good sport.
Good sport. He audibly goes, aw, and like looks down, kind of like laughing. You know that sat with him. Like if he ever had a moment of like, I might shoot up the school, Falon went on the list, like top 3 at least. He wasn't like that, but if he did, he could have done that. Like that could have been a moment of like, if he ever did start killing people, we would understand why he would shoot you. Like you would be on that list and we would understand why. He wasn't that kind of kid, but if he was,
he would tell the cops I shot first.
he was like, he fucking dunked on me, dog. Would you want me? And if he would have told the cops the whole story, like, nah, dude, fuck that kid. He did you get him between the eyes?
Out of the face, out of the handcuffs right then and there.
He's like, I shot him in the ass like Deadpool. I was like, well, right up Main Street.
Right up Main Street.
Yeah, Fawn's a dick, dude.
Dude, fuck you, dude.
I know I've been that way too, but it's just funny because you're all like, you're an ass. Like, you're better at being nice than I am, even though I can be nice too. You're better at it, but you might be just as good as me, if not better, at being an asshole. Like, we're both nice, we're both assholes, but you're better at being nice than me. But it's like, dude, you I've seen you be vicious. Where I'm all like, God damn, dude, that sucks. Like, Jesus, Falanco, easy on him.
Well, fuck, dude. I've tried to tone it down the last few years.
Yeah. That's why I just keep to myself. Because like I walk around being like, I don't even, and it's not even that, because most of the time when I interact with people, even if I don't feel like it, most of the time I'm like, well, that was nice.
Yeah.
And like, I'm cool, like I'll be nice, but I think people know like, leave that guy alone. I think he might fucking murder someone. Some of the other days it was all like, dude, every time you cut your hair, you look like a fucking serial killer. And I just went, just straight faced him. I was like, you're next, bro.
I would have just pulled out like a pen and paper and just acted like
Walked
I wrote
away,
something
yeah.
down, walked away.
I'm like, interesting. What did you say your name was again? How do you spell that? All right, yeah, C-E. All right, got it. All right, man. Well, I'll see you later. So what do you mean? So like, you gonna answer me?
You gonna answer?
And then if anything scary happens after that. Now, we were cool. I have, I'm cool with people, but people always at work try to be my friend, and I'm like, oh yeah, for sure, I'll hit you up, and I'll just go home. And it's not even so much that like I hate that guy or I don't want to. I'm like, dude, I'm tired. I want to go home. I want to spend time with my kids. I don't have time to hang out.
Yeah,
I don't.
Same thing at work. Like, I mean, some people are cool, and like I'll go have a beer with you every now and then, but there's hardly anybody I fucking actually hang out with.
Yeah, I don't have any friends. It's crazy. I don't have all the people listening. You're my friends now. We're friends. Don't call me though, because I don't want to. I don't want to talk.
Yeah, I don't want to talk, and don't ask me to hang out either.
Yeah, because I'll say busy. Like, hey, yeah, let's plan something, and you're like, well, that's what I'm trying to do now. It's like, for sure.
The worst fucking kind of people.
I want to let you know though, for sure, on air. I want to let you know that anytime I've ever blown you off, and it sounds like I'm making a vague excuse. It's not that I don't want to chill. It's literally that like, nah, dude, I'm just going through this. It has been real. It's been a real thing, and it's never been bad. It's just been like, dude, time and place. Like, it just didn't work out.
Exactly.
But I did want to chill because it would have been nice. But I'm like, but I'm also the kind of like, dude, I'm not adding fuel to the fire for like, hang out my friends. Yeah. Like, I do feel that way, but I'm like, I'm not going to cry about this, dude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It sucks for me. If anything, because you're still going to hang out. I'm going to have a night. I'm going to have a night. Yeah. Sometimes, though, it's warranted where I'm like, I know. Like, I know how I am. But
I feel it. I mean, it is what it is. But,
yeah,
I know.
I should have had more coffee. But
yeah, guys. Thank you for joining us.
You have any final thoughts for the day? Not to put you on the spot.
Plan those vacations, man. Make experiences.
I have somewhat of a PSA, and for those who don't know, it's a public service announcement. I'd like to talk to all of like the white girls that go to like their friends' weddings and parties. standing in a circle and then seeing who can squat down the lowest is not dancing. That's not a dance move. You standing in a circle looking at each other and like while the part of like the hip hop song's going and your friend's just like slowly squatting down.
Well, somebody's car.
Oh fuck.
That was loud. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, but slowly squatting down to the floor going like this with the handle going, and everyone's just like going, oh shit, she might sit down. And then stand up real fast and go, oh, and kind of just like wiggle your legs. That's not dancing, dude. I don't want to like be a hater and do whatever you want. I'm not saying you shouldn't go out there and have fun. Do it. I can't dance. I'm just saying though, if you think that's like something cool, it's not. It's not, dude. That's not dancing, dude. You look fucking weird, and I just feel like you're letting all like your stinky ass air out. Like I feel like the party's gonna start smelling weird because all of the girls are just opening up their asses and like wafting shit out. They're probably wafting shit out. They're like, fuck, I farted. Let's let the gas out. Let's gas chamber all these motherfuckers. Like,
there's one that I've watched.
I hate it, dude. I'll be like, get the fuck. If like my wife did that, if she could get away with that like once or twice every now and then, like if she's really drunk, if she does that. But if that's like your go-to, I'm like, get the fuck up, dude. That's like as bad as me doing the worm. Get up.
There's one where I saw where I guess it's like that where there's a whole bunch of white girls. And they're in like a locker room or some shit, and they're going down like a line. So it's like one goes and does like
I know what you're talking about.
Have you seen that one? This one girl goes and she thinks she's doing all this shit, and then it pans out to the black guy, and he's like, "What the?"
I would give her more credit than a girl who's just squatting down to see if she like how close she can get her booty hole on the floor. She's like, if I pick up that Cheerio, all the drinks are free tonight. Because that girl, at least she did like a 360 hula hoop with rings on her hands. Yeah. It's impressive. If she had a hula hoop and rings on her hands while she did it,
she would have looked cool as
shit. She would have been like, do you work in Cirque du Soleil?
Yeah, dude.
It would have been cool.
Fire,
so it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good, but I'm like, hey, valiant effort. You tried to do something. That was something. I didn't know what it was.
I don't know what it was, but it was something.
It was a something.
It was a something.
I didn't like it, but it wasn't zero. Terrence Howard would say that. Your friends
were into it.
Yeah, Terrence Howard would say that's something because nothing doesn't exist.
Yeah,
because zero is something.
Yeah, 1 times 1 has to equal more than 1.
So even if that's a zero, that's a something. It's not nothing. Dude, you said you wanted nothing on it. A meat patty is something.
It's something.
You said nothing. Fizz, is a meat patty something or nothing?
It's something.
I win. All right, dude, let's call it.
All right, man.
Later, guys.
Later.
Oh, baby.